Hello and welcome to Susty and City. We are the podcast that talks about living sustainably and the joys and troubles that come from that. Today I've got Charlie Pauly with me. He is a travel blogger. He is currently living in our house share, which is how I've managed to drag him on the podcast. But it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for agreeing to come on.
100%, man. Thank you for having me. I was just saying beforehand, hopefully it will go smoothly because otherwise it's going to be an awkward ride back to the flat this evening.
Yeah, you'll be like told to pack your bags tomorrow.
Yeah.
And be like,
bye.
You are a travel blogger. You're a vegetarian. I feel like that kind of semi-adequately prepares you for this podcast.
Yeah, cut straight to the point. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not quite a vegan, but I'm doing my bit. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my bit, and I'm sure we'll get there in time. Yeah.
Oh, I like that attitude. Okay.
I try to shop vegan as possible when it comes to like food, and like I won't buy milk, yogurt. I'll buy all the alternatives. My downfall is probably a little bit of chocolate here and there, and the main thing for me, like you say, it's because I'm a travel blogger. I'm overseas a lot, and it is not quite as easy to be vegan as it is vegetarian when you're on the move.
Give me a bit of background about yourself. So where are you from? And I feel like I should know this, but you've been living with us for 2 weeks, so it's fine that I don't. Where are you from? Where do you even call home as a travel blogger? Do you have anywhere you call home? Like, give me some details.
Okay, so born and bred in a town called Peterborough, which is like an hour north of London. Grew up there, and then for the past like 6 years, well, I left home when I was 20. I'm 31 now. So for the past 10, 11 years, I've literally just been traveling, earning money traveling, even before the social media thing took off. So I've been away for a while, but long story short, 3 years ago, me and my ex-girlfriend bought a narrowboat, and we based that in a little town called March. So that was our home for the past 3 years. We were living in March on our narrowboat. When we come home, we'd stay there and visit parents and friends and family. And then, we split up about 4 months ago. Narrowboat is literally up for sale right now, and I moved to London, and here I am. So I guess London is my base for the meantime, but as you've seen, I'm kind of like in and out of the country a lot with travel. So I guess from Peterborough, living in London, but also on the move, constantly.
And where's your favourite place you've ever been to?
Always, like, straight answer is the Philippines. The most beautiful landscape, the most friendly people. The food is not up to much. That's an interesting topic, especially as a veggie or a vegan. There's some funny stories there, but Philippines is like,
I need to hear funny stories. So what happened with the food?
Literally, like, I'll go there. I've been to the Philippines a few times, and I've spent a lot of time there. You ask for it to be vegetarian, and they'll just bring you like a chicken and rice dish with some vegetables on the side. And they're like, vegetarian. I'm like, no, they're vegetables, but this is not vegetarian. Like, I don't eat meat, I don't eat fish. So they're kind of not quite onto it yet. But aside from the food, everything in the Philippines is wicked.
Yeah, but food is quite crucial.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Food is like key for traveling, like obviously getting involved in the local delicacies and stuff. So I definitely miss out on a little bit of that, but we can't complain.
Like, what was your way around that in the end? So how did you get them to finally stop bringing out chicken?
Literally, like, pick out the chicken and put it on one side and be like, I don't eat this. I don't eat this. Like, no animals. And like, I think it's the Philippines, you know.
Do you even try and learn it in like local language?
Yeah, Google Translate comes in handy quite a lot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like quick Google Translate and switch it over. But
if it's really unfamiliar to them, they
don't get it. Yeah, 100%. They don't get it. You know, you go into countries where they literally live on porks and they live on pigs. And they're literally doing that to survive. So it's definitely a different culture to how easily we have it over here, for sure.
So what was it about landscapes that you loved so much?
You know, like, I always describe to people the Philippines as like when you see a postcard, or like, you know, when you see like a screensaver on a laptop, that is it. Like, sometimes you look at a photo and you get there and it's not so good. Like, you're literally looking through the lens of a camera when you're out in the Philippines. Like, a lot of the islands, there's like 7,000 something islands in the Philippines, and it's insane. Like, so many of them have like not been touched, and you can just like take a boat out, go snorkeling, go free diving. Like, it's insane. It's insane. The beaches are pristine, the water's so crystal clear. I recommend everyone definitely, if you get the chance to go to the Philippines.
So you mentioned that you've lived on a narrowboat. Yeah, how was that in comparison? Like, you've gone from like the world is your oyster to your boat is your home.
In lockdown too.
Yeah,
in lockdown too. So like, we've done the whole of COVID like in a 36-foot narrowboat with no shower. So that was like insane.
No shower?
Yeah, no shower. So like, it's only 36 foot long, which is not long at all. And we compromised on space to have like a wardrobe so we could hang our clothes up and stuff. So we didn't have a shower. We had like a little porta potty toilet.
That's such a tough choice. Like, wardrobe or shower.
Yeah. I feel like you would understand that.
But how did you wash?
Luckily, we have a shower block on site in the marina.
Oh, okay.
So we could use the shower every day at the marina block. My parents were also on a narrowboat at the time, and we could go to theirs, and we also like shower at the gym. So we kind of bopped between the three, like the block, my parents, and the gym. So we were hygienic in lockdown. Like, we were.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to call you out.
No, it wasn't a mess. But yeah, it would definitely be a struggle for your average person. Yeah, like, I mean, lockdown was tough enough for a lot of people, like in houses and like, you know, proper homes, let alone stuffing yourself with another person into a little tin.
I felt
tuna
like
tin.
trapped in being in a London flat, because obviously
yeah.
they're a lot smaller than anywhere else, but yeah, a boat.
Yeah. But overall, like, I always promote the narrow boat and the alternative living. Like, it's a big part of my life. It's obviously been a big change coming to London. I'm enjoying this side of things at the minute, but it's such a rewarding way of life. Like, living, whether it's in a van or a boat or a cabin or whatever it is, like, you've really got to fend for yourself, go off grid. It makes you appreciate the little things, like refilling your water, making sure you've got enough electricity for the days. Like, living like that is just a rewarding lifestyle, and it takes worry off things that are not as important that the average person would probably really worry about, if that makes sense. You know, like, all of your main worries become insignificant when shit, we've run out of water, get the hose out, we need to top the water tank up, we've got no water and stuff like that. So it's rewarding, but it's also, it's not easy, it's not for everyone.
So you're in a relationship when you did that, though. Do you think you could do that as a single person, or do you think you just go
True I never thought of it like that. Like, I could definitely do it on my own, and I love the lifestyle. But that's true. Maybe you would get a bit like cabin fever. Yeah, living in a, like, a little tin like that on your own. People always question us in the relationship, saying like, "Wow, how have you done that in lockdown?" But I feel like we bounced off each other and we supported each other well. Whereas maybe you're right. Maybe if I was on my own in there, it would have driven me crazy. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that.
It sounds like a really eco-friendly way to live, though.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's definitely very sustainable, I guess more so than the average person. Like, you're unlimited 12-volt electricity, you're refilling your water, so you're not wasting any. It's pretty sustainable. Most of them, mine didn't, but most of them have solar panels on the roof, so you're taking all the energy from the sun. Yeah, it is definitely a sustainable way of life. So that's, I guess, why I don't feel so bad with the whole travel thing. Yeah,
it's like balancing out over the
I feel like I'm doing my bit. You know, like, I'm doing my bit with my living situation. I'm doing myself favours with the vegetarian side of things. I don't feel so bad, like, travelling the world a lot, which is obviously my job as well. So, yeah.
I always find that one just so complicated, just because flights has been listed as, like, especially as individuals, the biggest things we can do is stop flying and go vegan. But I think it's really hard to ask people to stop flying, especially if you live in the UK.
It's such a way of life, isn't it? It's like people want to go on holiday, especially with COVID and stuff as well. People want to go on holiday. It's such a luxury. It's different for me. Like, there's no way. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've got my camper van and I do UK trips and try and make the most of home when I am in the UK and you know, I've just recently done the Eurostar over to Paris rather than flying and stuff like that. But then it's like, I want to travel the world. That's what I want to do with my 80 or so years on this planet. I want to travel the world, mix with as many cultures as possible, see as much of the world as possible. And that's what my true passion is in life. So to ask me to stop flying, it's like, it's not going to happen.
Do you think there's, like, a way you could potentially do a slower pace of it? Like, would you consider maybe 2023, try and travel as much of the world as possible? Maybe, okay, this might be too short a deadline. Travel as much of the world as possible, but flight free. Would you be interested in that as a challenge?
Yeah, I feel like for a challenge and for content, it would be great. I would absolutely love that, and I'd thrive in that kind of thing. Obviously, it would be a massive inconvenience, but also I see people doing it. I see people doing that kind of stuff, and I think, yeah, fuck, that's a cool adventure. But even just to the point where, like, even I'll try to promote as well, like you say, there's slower paced travel. So instead of just jetting somewhere for a week and then jetting somewhere else for a week, whether you're hopping around like Thailand, Bali, Philippines, which is what I've done a lot of Asia in the past, slow it down and have a month or 3 months. Like, I spent 6 months in one place where it's like, you don't have to be hopping on flights all the time. Just, you know, once you've taken a flight there, chill out, enjoy it and slow down rather than just beating around all over the place.
I feel like more and more people are able to do that, but still, like, so many people are in the sort of jobs where you can't get the month off.
That's true as well. I'm probably talking from a space of privilege where that's my job and I have all the freedom in the world. Whereas if you're on a 2-week holiday, you want to cram in as much as possible. So it's kind of, I get it. I get it for sure.
But more people have got flexible working where their jobs will allow them to maybe work abroad remotely. And just take some time off and do that. And I think it's good to have more of that, just so that people have this sort of ability to do, like, slow-paced travel. And
100%.
They call it pleasure, don't they?
Business
and pleasure.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
Oh, have you not?
Pleasure.
Oh, I used to work in corporate travel, and we actually mostly used it for time. So, like, say you're flying out for work, like work flies you out to New York for some business meetings. Right. If you can take the days off, you take a few extra days off and enjoy your time there, and then you can fly back kind of like on your business flights.
Yeah.
So it was quite a good idea.
I'm going to use that because people are always asking me like, oh, what's this trip? Is this a holiday or is this work? And I'm like, it's always work. But I have a few days in between where I chill and have fun. So, pleasure. Yeah, business and leisure. I like that. Yeah. I'm going to take that one.
I can't believe this is the first time you've heard that.
Yeah, right? Wow. Travel blogger that didn't know pleasure. That's terrible. We're learning.
I definitely want to see you do that challenge, like 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, see
maybe
how far.
2023.
See how far or how long I can travel for without taking a flight. Like how far across the globe I can get or just how long I can sustain it for. Jesus, that would be a YouTube series to watch, wouldn't it?
I'd watch it.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Yeah, I want my followers to watch it. There we go. Incentive. I think a lot of people are even if they're not wanting to cut out their flights, because I'm not ready to give up my holidays and I consider myself an eco person.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely like keen to see better ways I can travel.
Yeah.
And I think people are quite keen to see that. And you've said that you've done a lot of like staycations, UK based holidays. Where do you recommend? Where are the top places? Because I actually haven't seen much of the UK. It's because I like the sun.
Yeah. No, but that's standard. Like that is so normal. And I was exactly the same. And then COVID hit and it kind of forced us, like, as we were easing out of COVID and we weren't allowed to fly, UK staycations became a thing, right? And now all of a sudden all these tree houses and Airbnbs and unique places are popping up, and I think like that is definitely a bit of me.
That's a really good point, because I remember in like the peak of COVID I was like, I can't afford it. The cost to go to Cornwall like was astronomical,
ridiculous,
but so many places popped up during that time which maybe now aren't getting the business they were back then, and you now can stay in this tree house.
That's true. Check out Airbnb, check out like unique stays on YouTube and stuff like that. I actually done a little series of traveling around, like it was called like unusual hotels, so like staying in random unique accommodations around the UK as we came out of COVID, just because I thought like that's down my avenue. Like I love the alternative living, and also it's kind of promoting like local tourism within the UK rather than people are trying to jet off and get a sneaky week in Spain. Like go stay in a treehouse. It's cool. It's interesting for sure. I'm a big promoter of that. But in answer to your question, like Cornwall's obviously a big one. Lake District, I'm a big fan of the Lake District. Went up and done the NC 500 around Scotland, which was beautiful, but you can't...
I don't think I've ever heard of the NC 500.
Really?
I'm such a Londoner, aren't I?
No.
It's so embarrassing. Tell me more.
It's like a 500-mile route. You start at like, the lowest point of Scotland and you go up around the coast and you follow all the way around the coast, 500 miles. You can hop over and do the Isle of Skye if you want to do that. And then you come back round and it's like, it's super famous for people to like rent a camper van or get a camper van and drive around it over 2 weeks or so. We went up...
The Proclaimers like the soundtrack to that.
I would. Well, exactly that. In our little camper van.
500 miles, right?
Yeah. I don't know if that's. I should know that. Yeah, I don't know if that's related to that. It must be. And I would walk 500. Right? Yeah. We definitely played that way too many times on the camper van trip anyway,
And you never wondered if they were connected?
No, I'm just singing along, having a good time, thinking, awful. Yeah, we need to do some research on that one.
It sounds like all the UK trips you're recommending are like the nature ones. What would you recommend for people who, I don't know, like history or like the city life, or like, give me more?
Yeah, urban. I'm not really a city... I'm in London right now, but I'm not really... I feel like this is just a stage of my life because I'm enjoying the networking and meeting people, and, I'm recently single and stuff like that. So that's exciting.
And post-COVID as well, isn't it?
Post-COVID, get in there, have some fun. But I'm definitely more of a nature guy. So city breaks, I'm not your guy. Okay. I come to London. I've been up to Manchester a few times, but I've never really ticked off, the big cities. No, I'm definitely a nature guy. Okay. Get me to the Lake District, Peak District, Wales, Scotland.
Whereabouts in Wales?
I done a trip around the coast as well, actually. I can't even remember any of the places now, but went up in the north and just kind of followed the coast all the way back round to Swansea and then came back in.
Welsh names are hard to remember. Like,
I even videoed it and I got so much shit. Like people were like, you pronounced it wrong. I'm like, give me a break, man. Like, have you seen the letters?
One of the L's,
have you seen the letters in the words? Like, it's crazy.
All this was like pandemic times then.
Yeah, like coming out of COVID where you weren't allowed to go abroad, but obviously everyone was still eager to travel. And a big part of my job is to document destinations and stuff. It was like, okay, where can I go? And also taking advantage of like you say, the stuff that's on your doorstep that you would never normally be maybe interested in, or like people weren't going there. So that helped a lot with me with work as well, because tourism boards were like, come and promote the UK places, now's the opportunity to sell it. That was good fun. We smashed out the UK for a little while.
I really need to try and take more advantage of it. I think it's the problem with traveling around the UK is if you can't drive, it becomes almost impossible.
You don't drive?
No.
Okay.
No, fun fact.
We got you a passenger seat in the camper van. Yeah, you can ride shotgun. Next trip, you're on that one.
Woo. But it's like the train prices are just horrendous.
Right.
Like I think my old housemate, she was going to go to Cornwall, and she was even like booking in advance, whatever, and she was just like, it's hundreds of pounds. What's happening? Like,
wild.
Yeah, and that's with a rail card and all this.
Yeah. This happens all the time. Then people go, oh, Skyscanner, 30 quid to Barcelona. Cool, see you later. It doesn't help itself. I don't understand the value or the costs of, why it is so expensive with that kind of transport, but it is. It's so much cheaper just to hop on a flight. I just went to Lapland last week, and I think it was like 80 quid return. And it's like, you're going to Lapland, like playing in the snow, like, you can't even get a train up to Manchester return for 80 quid. Like it's insane. Yeah, and I guess that doesn't help with the whole flying and sustainability side of things. When the prices are that cheap, who's going to say no?
I think that lies with like the governments. There should definitely be bigger taxes on planes to be able to fly. And I feel like, you know, travel should be accessible for people. Maybe it should perhaps start with lowering the train prices, probably where the direction it should start with, rather than making everything else more expensive right now.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
We need to start a petition.
Yeah.
Get them train prices down.
Well, they need to. It's so bad. Even when you're like traveling off peak and all this, it's still just horrendously priced. I already mentioned I used to work in corporate travel, and I'd actually do these travel reports where we were trying to encourage people to maybe get the train to Amsterdam on the new Eurostar route at the time. That's how long ago it was. And it didn't make sense because it's so quick, especially when you go from London City. It's like an hour to fly there, and you wouldn't even save money if you chose the Eurostar.
True.
And like, how do you convince
compete?
people?
Yeah, you can't compete.
No.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
This is the best thing that could happen to travel, like sustainability wise. They need to make trains and the more eco-friendly option more competitively priced.
Hopefully it'll come in over time, eh?
Yeah.
How long that takes, God knows, but yeah.
Well, we've got a ticking clock, so hopefully it happens sooner rather than later.
That's true. Touch wood, huh?
So you went on the camper van across your travels?
Yeah, around the UK coming out of lockdown. That was like big camper van trips.
Did you have like one of those camper vans you could stay in?
Yeah. So so we were living on the boat in lockdown, and then as we started coming out of lockdown, I think a lot of people in the UK done the same. They bought vans and converted them.
Van life.
Yeah, jumped on the van life bandwagon, which I'd done in New Zealand and Australia before, and it was like I could do this in the UK. So bought a Ford Transit van for like, I don't know, $5-6 grand or something, and then me and my dad just converted it, made it comfortable. Like, yeah, it's super cool.
I find this so wild.
Cool.
I could never like
really
the idea of ever doing that. I can't even drive, so just be like sat in my van.
We're gonna make a fun video. That'd be cool. Yeah, no, like literally kitted it out. It's got a sink and gas bottles for cooking and a hob, and it's got a pull out double bed and a heater, diesel heater, and it's I could live in it. Yeah, right. We done Scotland. I think we were there for like 2 and a bit weeks, and like literally just stayed in the van for like two and a bit weeks. And like,
did you have a shower in the van? Definitely
no
not.
shower in the van.
No.
But we'd stop off.
I heard myself.
No. But every like 3 or 4 nights we'd do like a campsite. Like stay on a campsite.
Every 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah, but like we'd like jump in the water and lakes and stuff in in between. So like we weren't having full on baths, but I feel like we refreshed a little bit, you know?
Okay.
It's van life. We were okay. Yeah. Or do like wet wipes, wet wipes, and just give yourself a little scrub.
We don't encourage them too much on this
Cut.
podcast. No, it's okay.
Sustainable wet wipes, is that a thing?
Yeah, I've got one which dissolves in water that I've been trying out recently.
Okay.
So for times like that, that's quite good.
Perfect. There you go.
Because like, you can't ban them completely because they are handy, and especially for like those with disabilities, it makes
sense.
Their lives easier.
Right.
But yeah,
okay.
Oh god, a wet wipe shower.
Wet wipe showers.
I don't recommend.
Yeah,
like,
lakes.
Beyond the eco thing. Go in the lake.
Yeah. But no, every 3 nights or so we'd book onto a campsite because the water would need refilling, porta potty would need emptying, and we would need a shower. So yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for this. I feel like we have to make this happen now.
That's so precious.
Yeah. We're definitely living different lives for sure.
Yeah. No, I feel like I should challenge myself. I remember you even mentioned you went to vegan camp out.
Yeah. In the camper van. Yeah, done vegan camp out earlier this year, whenever that was, July time. That was sick. Yeah, so my ex, she was vegan. Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, really cool. They had like 3 stages. Most of your listeners or viewers probably know this already, but there was like a music stage where they had artists on, environmental stage where they had like activism talks and stuff, and then there was like a main stage where you had like, people like Earthling Ed doing talks and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it was good, man. It was good for educational purposes. They had like 100 food trucks, all vegan. Like it was just sick. Absolute element for any vegans. Like vegan camp out, I'd definitely plug that. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, I know a couple of people went, but they stayed in hotels, and I was like, okay, I'm tempted. I might do that next year.
Yeah. No, even like, but honestly, like they had like shower blocks and stuff there. Like it was pretty well put together, man. I think that was like their 5th or 6th year. So no, they're onto something. It was really cool.
I think again when I looked at it, I was like, how do you even get there by a train? Like
that's
there were
true.
so many
That's
things.
true. Yeah. Well, obviously, middle of nowhere festival.
I bet they do like a lot of people probably do arrive from trains. I bet they do a coach or something. If you like, I'd never really looked too much into it. I was like, camping.
Yeah.
Especially in the UK, actually, thanks to the climate crisis, we're having hotter summers, so I feel like you can rely on the weather a bit better now.
This is wild. Like this weather at the minute, like okay, it's raining today, but like even the last month or so, it's still been warm. It's mad. Anyone that doesn't believe in climate crisis or climate change is like, just live it. Just look outside. Yeah. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that benefit of it. I mean, I'm anti-climate crisis, but I'm loving the warmer weather.
Yeah, it's true. We'll take it. We can't do anything about it at the minute.
Were you in the UK for the 40 degrees days?
No, I was in
No.
LA, so I was like giving it the big and like, oh, I'm in LA, and then everyone in England's like, we've got hotter weather than you. I'm like, oh damn, like damn.
Yeah, but it was like we can't work
Unenjoyable.
it. Normally I just sunbathe, but I had to like lie in the shade. But I just don't see any point in trying to do anything when the heat gets that bad. I don't live anywhere.
We're not
with
ready for
aircon.
it.
No.
We're not ready for it, especially in London.
No.
The flats, they get so hot, man. It's insane. Yeah, no, yeah, we're definitely not cut out for it. See what happens in the next few years, man. Maybe we'll have to adapt to it. Huh?
We will. I want to bang my head against the wall when I see the government, though, because like there are so many exciting, innovative things out there, and they just don't seem to do anything. It's like, come on, guys.
It's wild.
Yeah, sorry, got too political there. What was my next question?
Go for it.
Let's talk about like the veg food. So you've just mentioned your ex was vegan.
Yes.
Was she also vegan when traveling?
So we both went vegetarian together in 2017. So I've been veggie like 5.5 years, and then within the last year or so, watch the documentaries, and obviously with all the social media push and everything around veganism, man, it's doing it. She took the leap. I didn't quite jump on board. I don't know what like I said, I don't know what it is.
Like you're getting there.
100%. And I think the whole world is getting there, like bit by bit. But yeah.
Maybe not the Philippines.
Philippines and those countries will definitely be last. But no, yeah, it's doing good. I went to India in 2017. I mean, a few different reasons. Decided to cut out meat. But what the main thing for me was like seeing the animals get chopped up in front of you. And I was just like, okay, I'm out. Like, I don't know. I probably shouldn't say this on here, but like, I probably should say this on here actually. Yeah, we're in India, right? So it's very rural. We're sitting outside eating our curry or whatever, and there's like chickens there, and they're grabbing the chicken, putting it on the chop, boom, head off.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, fuck that. Yeah, no, that's not for me. Oh yeah, that was
start
like
doing that in the UK. We'll get way more.
Honestly,
veggies.
like that's one thing I am big about. Like, is if you can't kill it yourself or do it yourself, you shouldn't be eating it. Your average meat eater probably doesn't want to watch these documentaries on Netflix because they're getting crammed down their throat. But if they saw how it was produced or what was going on, I think they would definitely think twice about eating it. I'm very like comfortable with myself. I don't like to be too preachy upon other people. Yeah. I'm very aware of that. The health benefits, the environment, it kind of all just tied into like, actually, I can just cut at least meat and fish out of my diet completely. And just, that was like almost 6 years ago. So bit by bit, man.
No, I think it's cool that like, I feel like you're mostly vegan. Like,
true. That's true.
I think that's fine. I don't know.
Yeah. That's even what I say to my friends, like all the boys, I've got a group of 12 boys. And over the past few years, like you could not imagine how weird it was this summer when we had a vegetarian barbecue. Like some of the boys, they're typical bricklayers, England, and they're like, oh no, we'll do a veggie barbecue. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you feeling all right? But it's great to see. It's great to see. And it just goes to show that even your average person that you think would never change is like taking it on to just reduce their consumption a little bit. Most of my friends, they still eat meat, but they maybe cut it down to twice a week. And it's like, do your bit. That's great. I'm not going to try and preach and be like, oh no, blah, blah. If you can cut it out a little bit, do your bit. And that's how I feel about it. I sit very comfortably with where I'm at. Is I'm doing my bit. I'm not going to restrict myself to where I'm uncomfortable, but I'm doing my bit, especially with the way I live and stuff like that. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Yeah.
Have you ever traveled to anywhere and been like, this place is great for vegans?
Bali,
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, the cliche.
Yeah, the cliche, but it is that good. The food is delicious. It's very, very vegan friendly. Yeah, they've got it locked down. But again, it's wild to see, like, you've got the Western influx and you've got those kind of like cute Instagram cafes where you can get the fruit bowls and it's all like great vegan food, very healthy, very tasty. But then you drive an hour into the rice fields and the locals are still chopping up pigs and eating them, and it's like, it's funny to see the contrast there, the Western influx. But Bali's definitely a spot for vegan food for sure. Insane food.
Anywhere else closer afield around Europe that you've been to?
I remember Berlin being good.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, obviously Germany's known for being quite big meat eaters. And I remember going out there thinking, am I going to struggle? But they had like a vegan version of all their traditional food.
Okay.
So yeah, we had a good few vegan currywurst and sausages and stuff like that. And it's, I mean, especially Berlin is very hipster. It's a very hipster and cool area. So yeah, I feel like they were on board for sure. Recently got back from LA, health capital. So like they're all over it. Yeah, for sure. I think Australia's probably pretty good as well. Like anywhere where they care a lot about their health and their image, usually it goes hand in hand, right? So yeah, they're my spots.
Yeah, I went to rural France earlier this year and oh my God, I was starving. I spent the whole week hungry.
Really?
Yeah,
cheese, a lot of cheese and stuff.
Well, obviously can't eat that.
Yeah, that's nothing vegan.
Yeah, they didn't seem to really understand like protein, so it's not like anyone ever gave me even chickpeas, which I would have been fine with. It was just like salads and bread and salads and bread.
Yeah.
By the end of it, we'd gone away to this like a Michael on the Mountain. I've butchered that. I don't remember what it was called, but it was this beautiful thing. It had a lot of walking uphill, and by the end of it, my leg was shaking.
That's terrible, isn't it?
And I was like, oh my God, I'm a bit malnourished and I've got to run a marathon in a month.
That's literally like, that's where I defend myself and say that's why I think I can't take the leap, is because my main job is working with tourism boards. So I'll go out to places in Italy and Spain, and a lot of it will be around nature and adventure and hiking. If they haven't got decent vegan meals, I'm not going to kill myself for it. Do you know what I mean? So like, I need to just eat vegetarian food, get some beans in me or something, and keep it going.
Well, the beans are vegan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they can do some good soup or something, I'm normally trying to advise them something. But if I can't, I'm not going to force myself to just live on salad for a week when I need to be active and stuff. So it's a difficult one with my line of work. But like I keep saying, I think it's only a matter of time, man. As it gets a bit wider into the world, I'm sure it'll go that way. I have to carry around protein bars or something with me everywhere I go. Like, I
felt like a right tip because I just forgot to bring even a jar of peanut butter. Like that makes such a difference.
Teaspoon.
Well, it's just a good protein, isn't it, at
true.
the end of the day.
I live on peanut butter. I
mean, I have not seen you even make a peanut butter sandwich.
Start. We're not doing this conversation on the podcast. I've been in the flat like 3 weeks. I don't think Nicole's seen me cook one meal.
Cereal.
Yeah, I have cereal and fruit every morning, and then I'm just on the move and I'm like picking stuff up in London. But I'm so out of the loop with cooking. It's really, really bad, and she keeps giving me stick for it. So I need to up it.
Your shelf in the fridge is like just below mine. Mine's like crammed in, and then I look at yours every day and I'm like, there's nothing.
Just almond milk. That's it.
And then I remember when you'd been away and then you came back and I was like, oh shit, I need to clear his fridge because I'd taken over. I was like, oh, I need to put all my stuff back on my shelf. And I'm just looking at it every day like, I did not need to do that. Sad fridge level there. I've just got one little bottle of milk and
especially
that's it. Especially because yours the one at eye level.
Yeah.
So it's just like a reminder every time. It's not even hidden.
Yeah. I think it's because I'm new to London. I'm on the move and I'm new to London. I want to go out. I don't mind spending a bit of money and trying all these cool places. But no, I need to get out of that habit, man, because it is costing too much money.
Yeah, it does. But no, sure. I do actually empathise. I know I give you stick, but I moved out of my flat in August and then I moved to my dad's and then I had to move to my dad's to this new house here. And it just takes you a while to readjust to the new kitchen, the new kitchen equipment, your new fridge and cupboard space and your new local shops and so many things. And you kind of forget how to cook after a while.
It is. It's so poor. And I feel like even with speaking it, I feel embarrassed because it is such an excuse. But what you've said there, it's like you're sharing the kitchen. You don't know where all the stuff is. You've got to start again by buying oil, garlic, all the bits. You don't know where the local shop is. And I'm like, you know what? I can just walk out and get some food from there. But then it's been 3 weeks and I'm still doing that. And I'm like, Charlie, I love cooking as well. I genuinely love cooking. I find it so therapeutic. I have massive recipe books and stuff saved on my phone. So I do enjoy it. It's just getting back into the habit, I guess, of settling down. Yeah.
I have a few vegan recipe books as well, on the shelf. I'll show you where those are.
Yeah, pull them out. I have to do something. That's what I'll do tomorrow, for sure.
We'll see.
Yeah. Definitely not. Definitely not. You'll see me getting the bagels.
I need to stop making bitchy comments about it, though. I know it's...
No.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Okay, cool.
Well, you could just start cooking for me, I'm just saying.
Definitely not. You don't want that. I'm famously known for being a bad cook.
Really?
My meals aren't really meals. I think I was vegan too young. So, I went vegan at 13.
Okay.
And just, threw together whatever.
Right. You've not leveled up.
I think it's because I'm in the influencer space and everyone else is a vegan chef.
Yeah, they're top tier.
I do weekly what I eat in a week videos and people always like my content because it's so basic.
Relatable.
I guess so. But it's when you watch someone's content and it's how much they have in their fridge because they've got something completely different every day.
Yeah.
Whereas with mine, it's very similar day on day because it's well, I bought a broccoli this week, I have to use it up, and I bought this week, you have to use it up. And it's
It is like that, isn't it? It's end of the week, chuck all the veggies in a pan, chuck some sauce in. We're making stir fry. Yeah. We'll put some rice in there or do something. Yeah. Literally, I made scrambled tofu the other morning with a bit of stir fry veg thrown in because I was well, it's going to go off. 100%.
So that's my...
Sustainable, huh? Sustainable. We've got to use it all. That's one thing I'm big on as well, no food waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why...
You've got to buy some first.
Maybe that's why I'm doing so well. I should promote no food waste. Yeah, Charlie, you don't buy any food. That's why.
Yeah. Have you actually tried an app called Too Good To Go?
I've heard of it.
You pay a little bit less to just pick up a magic bag at the end of the day. And where we live, there is quite a lot of vegan veggie stuff.
Nice.
Out in other places, it's a lot harder, but we've got quite a few.
Should have been onto this 3 weeks ago, man.
Really
I could have cut my bills in half, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
You actually could have. But then you have to be there in a time bracket, and that can be quite challenging.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We'll give it a go. Too good to go. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to do it the other day, but then sometimes the restaurants do upload it wrongly, or it's not the most accurate thing. I'd never rely on it. But I was like, oh, this would be cute. I'll bring back a a little bag to the flat and see what we get.
Yeah.
But no, they were like, oh, sorry, we sold out.
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
It's a hit and miss one.
So what do you actually think is the future for travel alongside the climate crisis? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Do you know what? I'm not a good person to ask. I'm not a good person to answer it because I'm not very wired up on it all. One thing I think is just, this is not answering your question, but one thing I think is so sad is seeing places like Venice that are like going underwater. The places like, I don't know, like Alaska and the Antarctica and stuff like that where like it's literally melting away. I think that's killer. But I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I like personally, I don't see travel going away. I think it is just so important, and like so many people have adjusted to it. Rightly so. I feel like everyone should have the right. So I think we are just going to have to work on making flights more eco-friendly and just figuring out stuff like that and just finding ways to do it better, because I just can't see it going away. Oh, so I actually had not an argument with my family this week, but like as someone who is trying to be a bit more conscious about how she travels, I am trying to maybe not do weekends away. Like you were saying earlier, I'm someone who has the luxury of being able to go away for a bit longer. So if I can, I should. And you know, maybe not go on lots of holidays, but more like shorter and very intentional ones. Yeah. Me and 2 other cousins are turning 30 this year. They all want to go to Cancun.
Right.
I don't. Yeah. Have I told you anything about it?
No, go on.
No, I'm just like, I do not. It's a lot of money to spend. I'm a single traveller where, because I'm single and my other cousins have partners. Yeah. And also my sister can't go, my mum can't go, my dad can't go. I'm like, I don't really want to spend a lot of money to do this. But also, I'm not a fan of going abroad every time you got a big birthday, or like people who want to go abroad for like their Hindu and then their wedding. I don't understand why so many celebrations have to happen abroad. Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, that's true. I've never thought about that before.
Yeah,
destination.
You probably love them, don't you? Like all these things abroad.
I'll take anything abroad because I love travel, but I've never been. I'm not a big celebrator of stuff like that either. And like, like you say, it seems a bit unnecessary. Is it going to happen or not?
I said no, and they wouldn't listen to me. Right. So I was just getting a bit annoyed. Right. I was like, look, I don't know if I can afford it, but they are going now, which I'm actually kind of happy with, because beforehand I was the killjoy. Yeah. And I didn't like that. I was always like, you guys can go, I won't be hurt. I can't, or that I'm choosing not to. Go ahead without me. But they were just making me feel so bad about it. And I was like, guys, come on, this is awkward now. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. And I'm such an honest person as well. Like, this is my family. They know that when I say like I'm not bothered, I'm not bothered.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Yeah. Interesting to see how that goes down.
I think it's gone down now.
Yeah.
And like literally I talk to it to death. So I think now at this point, if anyone says anything to me, I'm like, I'm not going. We've spoken about it enough. Yeah, okay. Have a great time.
You've kind of copped out of that one.
Yeah.
You got out.
But it's very hard to. They were like, think on it. Like every time I gave a no, it's like
one of them ones.
And then I got told off. It's like, oh, don't be like your dad. Just give us an answer. And I was like, I gave you an answer and you've told me to.
I actually said no, but you're not listening.
So now I've had to change it to undecided. And,
It's similar. Like even with like, I don't drink alcohol, and people are the same. Like you say no, and they're like, oh, go on. And I'm like, I'm 31. I've never drunk alcohol. Like I've just met you. You're not gonna force me to drink. Like okay, how many times do I have to say no before you actually realise what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
I used to not drink until I was 22, and to be fair, if someone was like, oh, just take a shot, if they were bothering me too much, I'd be like, there you go. Yeah. Like I'm not drunk. My world's not changed. I take a shot.
Are you happy now?
They'll be like, it's so anticlimactic.
Oh, cool. She drank it. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, but it was so annoying. People are really bad for taking
pushing
that.
It. Yeah. Mad.
So you're never going to drink?
No.
Yeah, good for you.
No. I don't think I don't. Why would I change now? Yeah, I'm 31. I've never drunk, so it just doesn't appeal to me. Yeah. Just doesn't appeal to me. You can still have fun without it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just find, Britain's just so hard to be like that with.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing about like being a non-drinker was other people.
Yeah. And I think that's what people find most surprising is like when they meet me is they're like, you're from England and you don't drink. Like that's normally what follows. Like they're like, but everyone in England drinks. I'm like, yep, I'm the only human in England that doesn't drink. Like, yeah, stereotypes.
I think it's a lot easier now because you can get like non-alcoholic beverages and then people don't even clock you're not drinking, and then that makes it easier.
I need to get onto them.
Yeah, but the problem is they generally cost as much as like the alcoholic beverages.
Right. And do they probably taste like the alcoholic beverages, so I probably wouldn't even like them.
It depends, to be honest. So I actually went to like a sober or like something. Yeah, so that was an off license, which was non-alcoholic, and I had a bit of a taster. And the fizzier drinks are better dupes because they can carry more flavour. But like the still wines, for example, taste nothing like wine, which I was kind of gutted by because I was like, I could do, kind of tasted a bit like that.
Funky.
Yeah, it just didn't hit the spot basically. I was like, I'd just rather drink water if I'm not.
Yeah. Keep it clean.
My next question for you is about animal attractions, especially as like a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But not a vegan. I'm like, how do you feel about stuff like SeaWorld or...
My thought process on it is very simple. Animals should be left wild. Mm-hmm. Not only through watching stuff on Netflix, which obviously I really promote. I think if you watch it, it's going to change your opinion on these kind of attractions. I just think it's just all very weird and unnatural. But it's funny because obviously growing up in the UK, I remember going to the zoo, London Zoo as a kid, and it's amazing. When else are you going to get to go? You know, you're learning about animals as a kid at school, and you get to go and see the monkeys and you see the penguins, and it's great memories. But then as an adult, I look at it and it's difficult actually. I'd done a job last month in Spain, and they took me to it was called like a safari park or whatever it was, and there was like animals like in massive spaces, but they're still not in their natural habitats. And I don't know, it's just something that I find very weird. But obviously I try and avoid that, and I said to them, is there any way we can reschedule it? No, it was one of the most popular tourist attractions in the area and they want to promote it. Okay, cool, that's my job, I got to do it. But if it's on my own back, I wouldn't be paying into anything like that. And also I feel like it's a fine line now between everyone's just jumped on the bandwagon of calling them like reserves, and like you just never know what to believe, do you? And it's very difficult, you know, especially when you go to places like Asia. I just think, just leave the animals alone, man. If I don't get to see a certain animal in my lifetime because it's out in the wild of Africa, then that's fine with me. Let it be there. Do you know what I mean? If you've got to go and capture it and put it in a cage so that I can go and witness it and take photos, that's not cool.
No, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. I guess that's something I'm quite big on. But yeah, I felt very contradicted last month when I had to go and do that job because I was a bit uncomfortable with it. It's like, but then I'm
do you feel like you'll be more careful going forward, just to like at the starting process just be like, I don't do this? Yeah.
I think I probably left it a bit too late, and then and also the itinerary came through like a couple of days before the trip, and then I went back on it and they're like, Charlie, you're flying out in 2 days, we can't rearrange. And I'm okay, cool. And I also am a realist. I'm a promoter of tourism, and if that's one of the hot topics in the area or one of the most touristed places as a tourism destination, they're going to want that marketing. So it's very difficult, man. But no, that's an odd example. But for me personally, I guess I wouldn't buy into it, especially when you watch stuff like.
But then I'd argue that one thing that's worse of buying into it is promoting it.
I know, and that's why I feel like such a bad human. Do you know what I mean? Like,
not to call you out.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I would never pay for it myself. But then
you're encouraging multiple.
I'm going and encouraging. I'm nervous. Quick, I'm out. No, 100%. It's like, But I think, to be fair, I think I even said in the video, like, you know, I wouldn't usually come to a place like this, but I'm here promoting it for the tourism board, and I don't know whether they like that or not. But I think it's good to be open and honest with the audience. Yeah, for sure. But
how do you feel about aquariums? Because I feel like some people who are anti-zoos will be like pro-aquarium. Have you ever thought about aquariums?
I've never thought about it, but even just off the top of my head, I guess it's the same, no? Or is it not?
I think it's the same. But you know how you have vegetarians and pescatarians, you know?
Yeah. I have a lot of that as well. Like, I get a bit funny with, like, I don't know if people will find this funny or not, but you know when you're like, I'm a vegetarian, and then people will be like, yeah, same. And then they're like, but do you eat fish? I'm like, no, because I'm a vegetarian. And they're like, oh yeah, but I just have a bit of sushi now and again. I'm like, yeah, so you're not a vegetarian, are you? You're a pescatarian? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like nowadays you know the difference between like vegetarian and pescatarian. Like, people kind of claim like me, like you say there, I eat a pretty plant-based diet, but I would never categorize myself as a vegan or plant-based because I'm not, you know. I eat a bit of cheese and a bit of chocolate here and there. So like, it's hard, man. It's hard to put labels on things if you're not going to be strict on it. Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think of any like famous aquariums. I'm sure I've seen like travel bloggers, you know, when you go, some people like go to hotels under.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like, I mean, it looks sick. Yeah, you go through the walkway and you've got like manta rays and sharks like in these things above you, like in the Maldives and stuff. It's cool as fuck, but I don't know how ethical it is.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah. So anything I think where I'm a bit unsure about it, I just kind of steer clear.
Yeah. Or on the side of caution does make sense.
For sure.
So you were recently, was it Iceland?
Lapland.
Yeah. Seeing Santa.
Saw Santa.
Did you see his reindeer?
Saw his reindeer. Didn't know how I felt about that either. Yeah, vlog's going out next weekend. Me taking moss and feeding the reindeer.
Okay, so you're feeding the reindeer.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like Santa's village in Lapland. Again, I didn't want to go there and start asking questions and stuff, but I probably should have done. I probably should have documented it. Like, that's a tourist attraction. You go there, you see the reindeer. They're very well kept. Like, you could tell, like, the people looking after the reindeer, they were telling us all the stories. They're very passionate about their reindeer, you know. And you go in, you get given a bit of moss, and you go and take photos, feeding the reindeer and whatever.
This is the thing. It's hard to know when you can trust that people are taking care of them, or if it's like smoke and mirrors just when tourists are about.
And also, it's like, so So in Lapland, there's more reindeer than people. So like we would be driving down the road and literally just see wild reindeer everywhere. It was like magical. It was so cool. It was so beautiful. But then I heard, I don't know how true this is, so don't quote me, but I think all the reindeer that you see on the side of the road and that are wild, I think they're all actually owned by farmers.
Oh.
So they let them loose for like X amount of months of the year, and then they go and herd them all in when they need to chop them off for food or whatever it may be.
Oh.
So then I was thinking, at least these ones in
Free
Santa's
range.
village. Yeah, it's free range, right? Yeah. Let them walk around. But I was thinking,
I think quality of life is important.
yeah,
when we talk
100%.
about animals.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And at least the ones in Santa's village are getting looked after and they're not getting killed at the end of the season, hopefully. So I don't know.
I don't know. I know Donna and Blitzen are there every year, but I'm not sure it's the same.
Maybe they get
Donna and
cycled.
Blitzen.
Maybe they get cycled through. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't think
Sad.
much about this, but that's how
Sad times.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't see Rudolph either.
I was
so
just about to ask, actually.
terrible. Yeah, gutted.
Oh.
Didn't see Rudolph. Saw Santa, fed some reindeers, saw Mrs. Claus. Yeah, good trip.
What'd you ask for?
I wrote a letter. I asked for a new narrowboat because I'm selling my narrowboat. I was thinking about getting a new one. Now I'm not so sure, but at the time I wrote, I could just do with a bigger narrowboat, maybe one that's got a shower in it. If that's too much to ask, just a puppy. It's fine.
Aww.
Just a puppy.
And you just tucked it in for Santa's.
No.
Like...
I didn't give it to him directly.
Okay.
No. We had a conversation and we had a little chat and a sing song with my friends. But then there's a post office there, Santa's post office, where all the kids' letters go. They get like 30,000 a day.
See, this was the bit where we were talking about this, and
Go
I was
on.
like, it makes no. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to spoil.
No, tell me,
spoiler
what did I
alert.
say? No.
Trigger alert about Christmas spoilers. But
Go on.
why are we wasting all this energy and transportation taking these letters to Santa?
Oh yeah. I don't know where they're going or what they're doing with it. Are they replying? Are they just putting them in the bin? I don't know.
Send an email.
Email or tweet him. Yeah. DM Santa.
It's not as magical as it.
No,
I do
no,
get it. I think
no.
I'm being a Scrooge with him picking this one. There are bigger issues in the
That's
climate
true.
crisis than
And
a
you said
child
earlier,
sending a
I
Christmas letter.
you said you hate Elf, the movie.
I do, yes.
How do you feel about that? Viewers. How do you feel about her not liking Elf, not letting kids write to Santa? I think we found the true Grinch right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God. Do you know what? Yeah, fair enough. I don't know what to redeem myself with. Do I have Christmas spirit? No, I like Christmas songs. That's more my thing. I don't like Christmas movies as much.
We watched a Christmas movie the other night.
We did. We watched the Neil Lindsay Lohan
That was a great
one.
bonding session, wasn't
Yeah.
it? We watched the new...
What did you think?
Sensational. Yeah. That was just so bad. No, it was all right. It was like a typical Christmas love story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it is what it is. A bit of cheese and a bit of Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I saw a lot of reviews on it, which was utter crap, must see. And it was that was exactly it.
Yeah,
So charming,
pretty
you know?
much. Tick it off. I should have got some BTS of Nicole singing along as well. Yeah, she was definitely getting way too involved in this movie. That's a reference to Mean Girls. That's a reference to this one.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah. She was like, that's the bit where they dance. Start doing the dance. I was like, Nicole, sit down. Come on. press play and let's just watch the movie.
I'll teach you the Mean Girls dance.
Yeah, that's for the next vlog.
Yeah. If there was anyone here who did want to save up and go away for Christmas one year, I'm not recommending it every year. We shouldn't fly and go on a big Christmas holiday every year. But what would you say are the magical things?
Where to go for Christmas?
Yeah, and it can be in the UK. It can be wherever in the world. Where would you say?
Oh, I mean, I'm very biased because I literally just got back from Lapland and I feel like Christmas is never going to be the same again. One of the girls I went with, I just went to Lapland and done the whole Santa Claus thing and I'm 31 and it was the first time I visited. One of the girls that we went with, she went when she was 5 and she said that was so amazing, but it also ruined Christmas because now every year at Christmas, 6, 7, 8, she's saying, let's go see Santa. They're we can't do that every year, go to Santa. So yeah, Lapland, if you haven't been to Rovaniemi, definitely add it on the Christmas list. That's insane. What else have I done? I had a wicked Christmas in Tallinn one year, the capital of Estonia. It's actually voted the best Christmas market in Europe.
Oh.
That was really cool, really cozy, got a bit of snow. Yeah, any Scandinavian countries where it's bit Nordic and a bit snowy and Christmassy vibes. Yeah, that's always a good shout.
Do you like being cold? Because I saw you jumping into ice water on your Instagram the other day, and that upset me as well. I was like, oh my, I felt cold just watching it. That was
that was minus something water. Yeah, we had big bodysuits on, but that was fun. I think I don't I'm quite a cold person as normally as well, if that makes sense. So when I'm outside, I really feel the cold more than the average person. But when I'm in an extreme circumstance, I'm chuck me in. Let's get involved. But no, I'm definitely more.
Do you just do it for the content?
I do it for the memories. That's what I do it for. I do it for the memories, Nicole. Yeah. Do it the store. I always promote I feel like it's become a bit cliche and people are probably just laughing at me on Instagram now. But I'm always do it for the memes. Do it for the memories. Do it for the stories. You're gonna have these stories to tell. You're gonna have memories. But of course as well,
Do it for the followers.
Do
Do it for the virality.
Definitely
do it for
not.
TikTok.
Definitely not promoting that. But definitely, if you are, take photos, take videos. Like, document your life, man. Have fun with it. Yeah, I'm a big promoter of that.
My sister's recently had like a baby, and we've got a little nephew, and I have started taking like
Yeah.
videos as though I'm posting them for TikTok, but they're just for us, and it's
100%.
actually really sweet.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoying it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like people always assume like, oh, you do stuff for Instagram. Of course I do because it's my job. But I was doing this before social media. I was carrying a camera around Australia at 20 years old and documenting my life and talking to the camera. There wasn't no YouTube. There wasn't no Instagram. So yeah, I think it's important to just document your life because it's all you have to look back on when you're older. So yeah, that's my mentality with it.
I mean, it takes a lot of time to document.
It's
your
true.
life,
It's
like,
true.
At the volume.
Yeah.
That, content
Yeah, maybe
creator
not at the
does.
volume that we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's extreme. But I think people don't take enough photos. Yeah,
I
for
agree.
sure, and videos for sure. There's only so many memories your brain can contain, and sometimes you go and find a random video and it just jogs your memory and it can really take you back to a place. Yeah,
I agree with
for
that.
sure.
It's actually, that's one of my favorite things about vlogging. Like sometimes I'll go back to like a video from like last year or a few years ago, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
like,
you would have
I'm
never
back in
remembered
there.
that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it takes you straight back to it. So yeah, it's very important.
My family don't really love being on camera, and like
Right.
also my friends, but
Same.
when I watch back on my vlogs, I'm a bit like, oh, I wish I had a little glimpse of them there. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get them a bit more comfortable and like
Yeah.
build the trust as well, because
Yeah.
like they need to trust that they're not going to look horrible. on
Yeah,
your
I think it's
video.
normal for people not to want a camera stuck in their face,
Yeah.
for sure. And like, I just went on the Lapland trip, and like, there's 2 of us that are full-time content creators, and then 4 of the 4 girls. They're not. They're on social media, but they're not into it like we are. And I'm like, guys, just so you know, like I'm gonna be filming everything. Like I'm up there 6 a.m, like I'm gonna be filming it. And they hate it, but they also know that it's for a good reason. So that, you
Yeah.
know. And then they message me afterwards like, oh, I watched the video. It's so good. You captured so much. Like I didn't want it to end. So yeah, when people look back on it, I think they'll appreciate.
Yeah.
They'll appreciate you sticking a camera in their face sometimes.
So now that you are single, have you been on any solo trips, or do you plan on going on any solo trips?
I've had a couple of jobs where I've done a couple of solo trips, like working for a tourism board, and it's been weird. But then I just meet people when I'm out there and have fun. Through social media, I'm blessed to have connections, and even like followers will message me and be like, "Oh, I'm here. Can we hang out?" And yeah, let's do it. Moving
Worry for
forward.
your safety just hearing that. You never know. Okay, cool. Yeah. The difference between being
Definitely
a woman
not.
and a man, you know.
It's true. Privilege. It's true.
No,
I
it's
I
okay.
don't take that for granted, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like, yeah, this is a bit deep, but even like walking around London at night and stuff, I get a lot of messages of people like, I'll make a video and people are like, I wish I could do that, but I'm a female, and it's like, yeah.
I must admit, I do it all the time, but yeah,
Yeah,
not
it's
everyone
funny,
feels
isn't it?
safe doing it.
No, yeah, it's a funny thing to think about. But no, back to the point.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that went too deep. But back to the point is like, I definitely want to do more solo stuff. Like I'm not afraid to travel on my own. And I've done a month in LA, and I had like a 5-day job with Disney. And then I was like, hit up my friend out there and was like, look, I'm gonna stay out. Have you got a sofa for me to crash on? She was like, yeah, I've got a spare room. Ended up staying there for 3 weeks. And although I was like living with her, she was working full-time Monday to Friday. So I was like out there on my own, like traveling around, meeting friends, creating content. And it just gives you a different feeling when you experience something on your own. Of course, it's magical to share experiences with people, whether that's like, you know, friends and family or girlfriends or whatever it is. But I think it's also such a big deal to get out there on your own and feel confident and comfortable in your own skin and just being completely on your own and having no one to turn to. So yeah, always promoting solo travel. I don't promote it enough.
Yeah, but
and
you need
I
a
do it.
cameraman, don't you?
Yeah, you need you need friends to bounce off, or you need someone to be around. I'm also enjoying people's company a lot at the minute. I definitely need to promote the solo side of travel a lot more because I feel like I don't show it enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I went on my first like solo holidays this year, and I've had like the best time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And it's seen as such like not taboo, but it's almost like, oh, why would I go on my own? Like, oh, I don't want to go on my own, but it's such a good thing for your mental health, man. So good. Go read a book, listen to music, and just be comfortable in your own company.
You get to do everything on your own schedule and
Not
do
have to
exactly
answer to
what you
people.
want. Yeah,
100%. I'll promote it, man.
I really enjoyed it.
Where
Yeah.
did you go?
I did too. I went to Paris most recently, and then at the start of the year, I did like an all-inclusive in Lanzarote.
Nice.
Just like a week, and
Yeah, I need
really
to do
nice
that.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, just a holiday. Big
Yeah.
chill.
Ended
Yeah.
up snogging one of the barmen. That was fun.
Typical.
Yeah.
That's for another podcast. That's for the OnlyFans.
That's bad. But yeah, he wasn't meant to, so it felt really like,
Naughty.
yeah.
Cool. Getting caught out of school. Like, ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. See, do it for the stories. Good times.
Yeah, it was very, very cute.
We're here for it. Look
Yeah.
at you. You've
And
gone
I'm
all
like, I'm
flustered
going
now.
back to it. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I fell in love on holiday.
No, it's just sunshine and
Yeah.
like flirting with the
It hits
bar
different.
stuff. Yeah,
It
it's
hits
so
different.
nice.
I had a thing. I went and done a job in Cantabria, Santander. Probably shouldn't say this, but yeah, I
Come on.
had a thing, and it does. It hits different. I went out with this girl, and we hung out for a couple of days. And when you're in a foreign place, it's all exciting, isn't it? It's all different. Like,
Yeah.
and then I came home, and I was like messaging her, and I was thinking, probably wasn't the same for her because she was just in her hometown. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm out there and I'm taking all these new scenery and smells and stuff in, and yeah, it hits different. Little holiday romance, man. It's good fun.
Yeah, I did also. I met a guy when I was at a hen do in Brighton, and he was on stag do in Brighton, but he was a New Zealander, and he was here for like 2 weeks. We went on a couple of dates, and I was like, oh, I'm the other side of the holiday romance.
Yeah, let me show you a good time.
Yeah.
100%.
And I took him to like top secret comedy club. I was like, I'll show you a cheap time.
Yeah, cheap time and a funny time.
Yeah,
that's
enjoyed
good.
it, to be fair.
No, it's nice. It's nice. We've gone onto a whole dating thing here, but I've got another. Rolling on from that, it's like when I was out in LA, I was on the dating apps and stuff, and I was so surprised at how many people didn't want to meet up with me because I didn't live there full time.
Okay.
And I was like, if the shoe was on the other foot, maybe because I'm travel minded and I live for the experiences. But if I was in London and I matched with a girl that was visiting, I'd be like, I definitely want to meet up with you because I want to make your trip as memorable as possible. And I, as a local, can show you a good time or show you some hidden spots or whatever. Like, I'd really be up for that. It's funny, isn't it? People in their own environment, maybe they're a bit small minded with it all. They just want someone local that lives there and they can set up their whole future through a dating app. I'm like, let's have some fun.
Yeah, but sometimes people they like to know it's not a dead end.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And
yeah,
I bet
they
half
probably
the
just
time you're just like, and this means I can stay with her and her in town at some point.
just building up contacts.
Yeah. You're building up a global network.
That's true. They just see a dead end like this is pointless.
Yeah.
You're going home in a month.
Yeah.
It's true. I get it. Yeah, that's true. That's
sorry,
true.
just
Give them the
put it out
benefit of the
there.
doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I can understand why, especially on dating app. But if you just go out to a bar, you charm them, and then then you pull the wool.
Bye. Bye. As I'm flying out.
Yeah. Oh, can you give me a lift Monday morning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know where.
Yeah, to the airport. Yeah.
Do not recommend it. So, for the record, I'm joking.
Dating with Charlie and Nicole. New series coming soon.
That would be so fun.
We need a new one. Sure, we could pull out some stories.
Yeah, lots of bad date stories. You got tattooed on a first date
Wow,
recently.
I knew she was going to pull it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I knew she was going to pull it out. What does it say as well? Escape the ordinary. I hope you can get that. Escape the ordinary. Yeah, went on a few dates with a girl, but before I met up with her, I stalked her Insta and saw that she'd done tattoos on the side, and I've been wanting this for a while. So I just dropped it on the first date. I was like, I want you to tattoo me. And then we didn't technically get tattooed on the first date. It was like, I don't know, the third or fourth date. But yeah, it came off, and that's my first ever tattoo. So she's going to be with me forever. Brilliant. Cut that for your Instagram reel. Brilliant. Yeah.
So you guys still seeing each other?
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on. We can cut that.
Yeah, no, we are. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to just go confidently that we are.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of cut. No, I can talk about it. I was telling Nicole earlier. I stayed at hers last night, and we've been dating for a little while now. And yeah, obviously I'm kind of fresh out of a relationship, so I'm not looking for anything serious. And yeah, feelings are starting to get developed. So we had a whole chat last night, and it was like, oh, we might have to cut it off because someone's going to end up getting hurt. And it was all very respectable. And now today, I was a bit upset earlier. I was like, shit, what am I doing? Yeah, we'll see.
And I was like, perk up, you're coming on my podcast.
Yeah. I was like, come on, let's lift the energy. We're going on the podcast. Come on, let's happy spirits. So yeah, I'll probably come off this podcast and get back to my WhatsApps. Yeah, and see it's either a yes or no. It's to be continued.
Oh,
to be
wow.
continued. Yeah, but we got the tat anyway, so.
Yeah,
it is
with
what
you
it is.
forever.
Yeah,
regardless.
that's it. And she didn't make any spelling mistakes. And
Not that you can see.
she's Spanish, so yeah, I'll take it. She wrote "Escape the Ordinary" very clearly in English.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
story.
we were all rooting for it to not, but yeah. Anyway, we do need to round up, so I'm
Yeah,
glad
man.
I got you back into the misery of the dating life, and now, we get to round off there.
Nice.
But yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
All good.
Yeah.
Good chat. This is the awkward sign out. What do we do?
Please do follow the podcast, review, share. It's a great podcast. Do you want to give people your handles if they want to follow you?
Quick plug, Charlie Pauly. Yeah, on everything. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, I've got a travel blog as well called Wanderers and Warriors. So if you need any information like guides or itineraries, you'll probably find that through Google. But yeah, Instagram is my main platform. Charlie Pauly for a bit of travel content, a bit of funny comedy skits and daily stories. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually meant to binge watch your back catalogue for this, but I ran out of time.
It's a big catalogue. It's a big catalogue.
Well, I mean, maybe even the best viewed ones. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're great.
Thank you. No, thank you. They are great. Make sure you go and check them out.
And yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.